Alrighty, what is up everybody? I am back with another day of Spyro gaming and I hope you guys are excited as I am always. The day today is May 27th, 2026 and I'm feeling pretty good. Yesterday we just kind of got underway with our learning in Sonic and Oblivion, and today I hope to do a little bit more in San Andreas. I was actually watching some San Andreas speedruns this morning. I actually woke up several times throughout the evening because you know, diarrhea. But it gave me a good chance to do some DJing, you know, speed run watching. I was doing some more Oblivion and, you know, San Andreas, you know, study, you know. Big part of this whole learning process. You got to watch a lot of runs over and over and make sure you know what's going on. But, you know, real quick, I'm going to grab a, it's always like you got to do something right when the stream starts. You can see my joystick is a little sticky and has some residue at the bottom. I'm gonna like grab a isopropyl alcohol and a rag and fix that up real quick. So be right back 1 second while I wipe that down. While I wipe that thing down, you know what I'm saying? BRB, 1 second. Really just trying to wipe that thing down, you know what I'm saying? I was using actually baby powder on this thumbstick to kind of make it less sticky, but it ended up kind of like bunching up a little bit on top of the stick, so better just use iso alcohol and rub it down. Whoa! I did. Got jump scared. What's up everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. Aw, yeah. Wiping that down. Let me just wipe this whole controller down. Why not? Okay. Oh, it's so, the smell is so pungent. Hopefully that's a little bit less detritus on that stick. I almost like the feel of the right stick more. I might swap them out at some point. But yeah, let me wipe this down just a smidge more. But yeah, hey everybody, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a great day today. I'm just chilling over here, wiping down my controller. Let me close my door also. The cat was thinking of coming in. Cookie was thinking of sneaking in and being a menace, but not today, Cookie, not today. Hope you're all doing well today. What day of the week is it today? Wednesday? Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're all getting through the week fine. It was Labor Day on Monday. As you guys know, I kind of had a fun gamer hang in up north Virginia. What's up, Cac? How you doing? Drank some beers with Anchovy, you know, jumped in the pool with Roach, played Melee with Kylie, had sushi with the gang. Ari was there. Yeah, good vibes all around. I mean, I'll rock it for now. I think it's, I think it'll probably still, yeah, it'll still get sticky as the day goes on, but what I could do is I can just swap the left and right stick. I think I'm just gonna do that. Why not? Because it's just gonna bother me if I don't. So let's just do a quick controller opening and repair. Surely nothing will go wrong here, guys. Surely it'll be fine. Stuff down. But yeah, in other news, I was able to get some setup stuff taken care of with Oblivion and like my laptop gaming situation. You guys remember I was struggling to open Oblivion the other day and having like sound issues? I fixed most of that now. So it should be fine. Grab my bag of PS2 controller repair stuff. Yeah, we can do controller surgery together. Who's down? Let's get it. Surgery time. First, we need to find the screwdriver. This should be an easy fix here. All we're doing here is we're just swapping out this stick and this stick. We're just swapping the stick caps. So this should be a very quick and easy fix here. Start the timer, actually. Where's my split pedal? Boom, start the timer. We're gonna do this in sub 5 minutes. That's the goal. Maybe I can get a world record here. I should probably unplug the controller as well. That'd probably be smart, but whatever. Guys, is my controller gonna break if I do this while plugged in? Spyro is having a brain aneurysm right now. Alright, there we go. Opened it up. Now we gotta pull this part out. Now we gotta just swap out the stick caps. So I don't give it too much static electricity or anything. Alright, swapping them out. Alright. The shoulder buttons all here. Put her back in. That ribbon cable. Come on. Come on, little ribbon cable. There we go. Through there, nice and beautiful. Let me grab my isopropyl alcohol rag here. Make sure the pin connectors are nicely isoed down. The ribbon contact points, whatever. As you can see, touching this part is what makes it's like it's simulating like pressing the buttons. So hopefully I don't fuck up the controller too bad doing this. He's still running in circles, which is concerning. Oh, wait a minute. That's probably why. This could be a murder right now. This could be a murder. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So far this is not looking good. Spyro is still running in circles, which we don't want. I'm gonna unplug it now, actually. Which is probably what I should have done from the start. Yeah, let's check the foam pad. Foam pad looks fine. Alright. Now, let me try, let's put a screw back in. Come on, screws. I'll just put the center 2 screws in for now. We're going for sub 5 minutes here, guys. This is going to come down to the wire. All right, plug it back in. Come on, quickly. Huh. Okay, that's good. What are we at? 439? Okay, we just got to get the shoulder buttons back in. Boom. Boom. Come on, quickly. It's coming down to the wire. Boom. And boom. All right, time. Hit the timer. 4:58, and we have a working controller again. Let's go, the sub 5. Now, technically, I did cheat, and I still have to put in the screws here. I did do screw skip, so this is technically an invalid run. But we did hit the sub 5 there. With the risky, I tried to go for the risky keeping the controller plugged in strat. I ended up having to unplug the controller in the end. You definitely cannot do unplug controller skip. But you know, it was worth it. It was worth it for the research. Now we're going for 100% here with the screws. And that is a world record though. Very nice. Last screw here. Make sure it's all good. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Alright. Yeah, every button works. Start, select, beautiful. And yes, now I have the other stick. Yeah, this is a way nicer stick. This one doesn't get sticky. Sweet. All right, let me bring the camera back up here. Beautiful. Nice. Nice, good controller fixing sesh there. So yeah, that was a 458 any percent controller fix. 630 100% fix. Not bad. No, it's not task because I used a screwdriver. Even though a screwdriver is a tool, that's like saying, you know, doing a speed run is a task because you're using a controller. Like, the screwdriver is the controller of controller repair speed runs. Think of it that way. It'd be a task if I used like a drill, though. That'd be crazy, using a drill to like unscrew controller, like precision screws. That'd be insane. That's like actual psychopath behavior. All right, let me grab my stuff off the floor here. All right, BRB off. We are back. Controller looking even better than ever now. Love it. Can you guys hear when I'm like moving my mic around, that all this squeaking noises? You guys hear that? I need to like put some lube in this thing or something in the mount. Oh, you like barely hear. Okay, that's good. I thought it was like super loud or something for you guys. Mags and DeBun, thank you for the fucking 4 months. Happy Wednesday. Your phone data is shitting the bed, so I'm not sure how much of the stream you'll watch, but good luck. Thank you, Mags. I love you. Hearts in the chat for Mags. Random and sorry if because you're a new supporter. Have I ever done Spyro 2 speedrun commentary like AGDQ style? No, I've only ever done commentary like, I wouldn't call it AGDQ style. I would call it like tomato anus style, like speedrun YouTuber style. I've only ever done that for any percent and 120% in Spyro 1. I've never done like a proper speedrun explained type video for Spyro 2 or 3. I could potentially do one for Spyro 2 100%. Or even I could maybe like work with Drashed to do like a like co-commentated, like edited, you know, speedrun explained with his recent any percent record. That might be topical and interesting. But, you know, truth be told, I'm a little lazy to go down that route, but it's not a bad idea. Let's do an IL of Ice Cavern. Ice Cavern's been trolling me lately, so let's do some Ice Cavern, and then I'll do some Nestor skips, and then I'll do a run. Oops. I'll pretend like I got that. I also need to like trim my thumbnails a little long. Yeah, controller feeling great. Love it. Controller feeling great. You know, mind feeling fresh. I was mentioning this earlier before everyone got here, but I was up quite a long time last night. I like slept in like kind of bursts last night because I was just on my phone watching the Oblivion 100% record as well as some San Andreas any percent NMG. Shout out Tyrion. Let me go save state like right here. Let me also change my color because Megan would appreciate that. Let's change to a dragon color. Let's do Titan. Yeah. I gotta do it from a little further back here. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I'm like in a pretty good headspace, you know, with this game and with the speedrun grind. I think I might hop into some San Andreas learning today. Depending on whether my flashcards get in the mail or not. Get that music back. I also fixed my practice codes. Fixed my practice code so now the music and stuff works. It's not like all fucked like it was before. I made a new disc and now it's better. Ryan Stansberry coming in hot with the $10 just like yesterday. He says, hope I'm having a good one today. Being a responsible adult today, automating the budget so you can be brainless afterwards. Hey man, let me just tell you, I'm glad I'm part of your budget. That means a lot to me, dude. I hope you're enjoying your Wednesday today. And everyone else here as well. I'm good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. Yesterday was like a 7-hour stream. So yeah, hopping between these games has really made this stream like fly by for me, which has been really nice. So hoping for more of that today. Yeah, we'll see if I go. We'll see what game I do after the grind today. But I have been enjoying doing like Spyro, then Sonic, then whatever PC game I want. I kind of like that order of operation as well. And I think it complements like the viewership like curve nicely because it's like everyone's here for like the OG Spyro, then like somewhat less people but still some nostalgia people are here for the Sonic, and then like the super degen late night, you know, comfy PC gaming vibe is like late night. So I like that curve like to my stream. At least that's what I tell myself. Yeah, he's lava dipped. He's supposed to look like the first dragon in Peacekeepers. I think his name's Trondo, which is just an insane name. He looks like a mango with tahini. Bro looks like a spicy margarita. Spicy mango margarita. You know, some dirt in it. Let's work on that jump a little bit. Let's go back. Let's go here. Let's go, just so we can spawn the gems again. Oh, you know what? Okay, phew. That scared me for a moment. The analog stick wasn't like properly. Okay, we're good. The right analog. I didn't even like test the right analog stick. It wasn't fully clicked in. But now it's fine. Okay. Weirdly, it's not letting me switch the save slot. Am I tripping about this? Oops. Like, I can click the stick, but it's not letting me switch slots. Oh, weird. But we can also... Why isn't it letting me switch slots? Am I tripping? Sorry if you guys can hear that person's car fucking up. Someone's belt is screaming outside in their car. Am I tripping? Because like switch slot L1 R1 D-pad. So hold L1 R1, use the D-pad, right? No? What's going on with this? Anyone got any insight into the save slot thing? I could just manually switch slots like this. It's just annoying. Whatever, it's fine. You have to turn on ghost setting on IL. to do it. And now you can switch save slots. Is this just broken, or what's up with this? Turn it. Okay, turn it on, then off. Whatever. I mean, look, you can manually switch save slots, so I'll just do that. We'll go to slot 2 like this. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's just like a shortcut for switching slots. It does not matter. So, yeah, actually, I'll make the save state here. Yeah, so it's the implementation of the ghost system that's messing with the save slot hotkey functionality. I'll take your word for it. I still haven't used a single ghost yet. I have like yet to like just do an IL and like play against a ghost. When I watch runs like that, like Chris or Jordy does with a ghost, it's kind of distracting for me. It's like it kind of like the ghost gets in the way. Like when you're inside the ghost, it's like it's hard to tell what you're doing. There was like an earlier version of the ghost. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing where it was just the like the vectors, like it was just like a translucent like polygons instead of like the actual ghostly Spyro character model. I liked that a lot more for ghosts, because then that way you can see very clearly what your Spyro is doing over the other one. You know what I'm saying, Jordy? Am I like alone in that feeling? Where is it? Ghost settings. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Ghost to visual. Yeah. So it is an option. Oh my god, what is all of this? IL settings, display dragon, display landing, display guy. Let's just turn it all on. Let's turn on like all of the settings of IL mode. Turn on the ghost, make him a polygon, make it red, I guess. Show rec length. And then let's just try an IL of this level, just to see what happens. I don't know how it like saves or not, or what. What's up, Blubbit? How you doing? Any more random things? No, let's not turn on the hitbox viewers and stuff. That's just annoying. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Oh! Yeah, legend, Blubbit. Hope you're doing well today. This is gonna be hella scuffed. No, it seems fine so far. Take a lucid arc. I'm trying to make my first ghost here. I don't think that collected. I gotta stop doing it on the right side like that. Even though that can work, it's too sus. Too much of an opportunity to fail. I'll answer your question in a moment, Rizzy. I'm locked in right now. We'll see if I got the other red there or not, but I'll just exit anyways, as if I did. I think I did. I hit the split button. Okay, new best ghost. What is it? Which one is which? The 256 or the 247? Okay, now we can follow the ghost. This is cool. Oh, this is wild. Oh, this is so weird. Oh, it's like stressful. Oh, this is so stressful. He's getting ahead of me. Oh, rip. Yeah, that was the ghost I just set right there. He's flying through the level. Let's just hang out here and wait for him to come back around. I'm actually curious. We can meet him at the dragon here. Yeah, this is my favorite skin that Megan made, the Titan one. It's so sick. Yeah, that was actually a pretty nice ghost for me. So let's see if I can catch him in here somewhere. Is he gonna come down? Oh, there he is! Oh, there he goes! Oh, he's moving! He's moving and grooving! Oh! Oh! Wait a minute! Hold on! Oh, that's funny. He's coming around. Wait, did I miss him? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is! Follow him! Catch him! This fucking bastard. He thinks he can get away from me. Hold on, wait for him. Okay, go, go, go! Ooh, I'm ahead of him, even though I missed shit. I'm flying. He ain't got nothing on me. He ain't got nothing. I'm flying. And there we go. And there he goes on the last one. Boom. He just disappears into the night. That's pretty cool. So, does that ghost, like, auto-save? Yeah, it disappears when I did. Yeah, that's right, too. I pieced that together. Alright, so yeah, can I, like, save the ghost or something? I think to save ghosts, you need, like, the USB. Which I actually do have a USB on my, PS2. I just don't know, like, how to save it. It'll also autosave if I, so it's gonna autosave this new playthrough that I'm doing right now. So how do I save the old ghost and just leave it like that? Should I just turn off ghost mode now? It only saves the fastest time, okay. And if I turn off ghosts right now, will that fuck with it? I'm like scared of fucking it up. Yeah, but I know there's a wiki, but you guys are in my chat right now, so like, you know, I could like go and go type it, you know, or I could just ask you guys. Come on, what would you do in my situation? All right, well, I'm guessing that it's fine. Let's turn off IL mode. Yeah, who knows? I might lose it. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Yeah. So that ghost was like, it said like 250 something or 240 something. What's the actual IL record in this level? I'm guessing it's like 5 or 10 seconds faster. Hopefully less than 10 seconds faster than whatever I did. Oh, okay. I was only 2.5 seconds off of like the IL record. That's good. That's what we like to see. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. I'm gonna, my thumbnail is like really big, so I'm gonna just trim that real quick. But let's head over back to let's do some more Nestor shit, and then we'll do some runs. BRB, 1 sec. All right, I'm back. What up, what up? Oh, right, yeah, with the lampposts in Ice Cavern. Yeah, sometimes you graze them, and that makes the gem fall down, but it's like, if you need to grab the gem right then and there, which for most lampposts is the case, it's faster to just bonk it and just wait for so that way you can just jump into the air while the gem is falling down. Because if you graze it, like while you're charging past, it's harder to like jump back and grab it from grazing it. So you only want to graze it if you plan on like collecting it like not right then and there. So in the case of like, that applies to 3 lampposts in the level, I think. So yeah. You would think that grazing all of them is like the fastest, but it's like equal fastness to just grabbing it right away when you need to grab it right away. Okay. Let's quit. And then we'll do some nesters here. And then we'll do a run. Fucking get it, man. So again, I need to separate the flame and the charge a bit better. I'm so focused on the flame and charge, I'm just kind of like autopiloting the last part of it. That was, dude, that almost worked. Man, my nesters are pretty bad. But you know, I'm adjusting muscle memory, so it makes sense. Again, what I'm trying to do is just make the first two numbers be the same here, in case you guys are wondering what the numbers are all about. I'm trying to separate the flame and the charge, you know, outside of my muscle memory to make those numbers similar, in the hopes that it'll make the trick overall more consistent. Should work. Oh wow, no. Surprised that canceled so early. Maybe? No, it's early. Early drop. This is like the type of nester I usually do here. This should work, yeah. The numbers start with the flame, and then they count each input after this flame. That flame is the first input, and then from that flame, it decides, okay, how many frames are you ahead or behind of the ideal timing? The ideal timing, quote unquote, according to Composer when they built this. So it's just timing the space between the inputs, basically. So if it's a positive number, that means, you know, if it's a one number above the previous one, that means you were late by that many frames. And if it's a number, that means you were ahead by that many frames. This should work. So again, like, I don't do the same setup as Composer, so often you'll see, like, my numbers, it's like, oh, well, aren't you, like, 3 frames late on that 4th input there? But actually, this is, like, the type of execution I'm going for, is, like, the 11144, something along those lines. Something where, like, the first 3 inputs are consistent, like, timing, even if they're not exactly, like, what Composer diagnoses as, like, 0, perfect. The first 3 inputs are consistent, and then the last 2 are consistent. That's like what I'm going. They're generally later than what Composer has diagnosed to be the correct way with this tool. For Composer, a correct execution would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But since I do the trick differently, it looks different. And one of my most common errors that you'll see me make is the first two inputs, the second input after the flame, which is this charge, I'm doing too quickly after the flame, as indicated by like a number and then a lower number for the first two digits. See, this is gonna be 1 0, right. So it's a nice, even though it's not like, you know, a tool that's designed specifically for my version of the trick, it's still useful for me to know like what inputs are coming at what speed. I'm trying to avoid these 1 0s at the start of the string. Like a 0 0 is good, a 1 1 is good. And really what I'm going for is all three, is those, if the first three numbers are consistent and the last two are consistent, that's generally going to be my closest attempts. Of course, it's not like, you know, perfect, not a perfect science here. That felt good. So like, even though it was a little bit behind, this should still work. Yeah. This might work. Oh no, that won't work. Starting to get the feel of it a little better. Like, so even though I'm failing these attempts, you can see like just by the consistency of the numbers that I'm going for, which is to say similar first three numbers and then similar last two numbers, that I'm on the right track with this, with my muscle memory. That might have worked. I should have given that a chance. I'll try doing it like more like the composer way now, where you like charge really quickly. I don't even know how. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Didn't quite work. That time the charge was a little too quick. Ooh, almost. Like with the composer way, it's like you do the charge as you're ascending from the second jump. Make it up. Sometimes that can work. Shimmying back up. This one might work. Ooh, yes, perfect. So that was like the composer way. 0 0 0 0. Which is different than my way of doing it. Which is more like my way of doing it is more like 1 1 1 4 4. Which interestingly, like what he says on the wiki is my version of it. I've never gotten it that way in these practice attempts. What's up, cat? You want some attention? Yeah, what's up? What's going on, cat? Get attended on. The fact that the first number can be non-zero means the times the flame. Yeah, I think it factors in the time after the jump, but I'm not sure if it factors in the jump height, because think about this. If I do this, and then do the trick. Hold on. Well, that's like really fast. Let's say I do it like this. See how that says I did it late, but obviously I didn't jump high enough. So it's not factoring in jump height, it's factoring in, like that flame is just measuring the time between the X press of the jump and the circle press of the flame. It's not actually taking into account jump height, which is affected by how long you hold X, which is a very important variable, or a very important thing to be measured. Like if this tool were 100% accurate, it would measure your jump height. Like it would be like, not a full jump for either of the two jumps. That's the only thing this tool is missing, I think. but it's still useful regardless. I'm going back to my old muscle memory here. And this gives insight into why I tend to get this trick like when I'm like at the start of a session or playing slower rather than playing faster. Is because I'm naturally going to separate the flame and charge a bit more when I'm like fresh on a session rather than when I'm like really warmed up. So that's just like the key for me, is making sure I separate the flame and charge just a teensy bit instead of doing this. This has been what's been my problem lately. Watch this still work though. No, yeah. See, I get a lot of early drops like that doing them. So this tool gave me insight into like what part of the trick I needed to adjust for my style. Yeah, 11144 is generally what works. Is like that's an example of like my execution done correctly. Is 11144. Again, that's not taking into account jump height. So who knows whether that's really accurate or not. See, like that was a failure. And that was a 11144. So it's not infallible, you see. So don't go off of like, oh, my nesters are, you'll see this a lot. Like I remember like Laura and Composer, oh, my nesters are like a 11133. Mine would need the 334400. It's like that. What? Maybe one person is holding jump more than the other on either of the jumps. You know, which is like big affects it, you know? Yeah, so my goal is just to separate those for, like, again, my muscle memory is like always does like a 1-0 for the flame to charge. Now I gotta figure out how to get the flame a little more comfortable. This should be good. Yeah, this is a good 11144. There we go. That was like my ideal execution there. Really. This should work. Yep. Will Spyro 1 be optimized like how JT optimized Spyro 3, or is it already more optimized? I would say at this point they're at a similar, like any percent, because let's just talk about any percent. Each category is its own story. So Spyro 1 any percent, I would say is about as optimized as Spyro 3 any percent. But Spyro 3 any percent is a lot more of a, you could say, a glitch or trick heavy category than Spyro 1 any percent. They both have really clutch run killing like tricks and glitches, but Spyro 3 has a lot more of that. Spyro 3 also has a lot more RNG with the boss fights. So, you know, I think it's safe to say that Jeremy optimized Spyro 3. Like, Spyro 3 was like the earliest, like, fully optimized Spyro trilogy any percent category, I would say. Then, and the thing is also how we measure how optimized a category is usually just kind of based off of vibes and the amount of mistakes we see and the level of gameplay for that current time period's meta. So, like, you know, it's been thought for, you know, years and years that the Spyro 2 record is so optimized. Even years ago, I would say, oh, Spyro 2 is, like, basically optimized, and now it's been, since then, improved by so much time as well. So, but yeah, I would say, like, Spyro 1 and 3, the any percent categories are pretty optimized. They're not, like, there's always room for improvement, but... And in fact, in Spyro 3, they're still finding like little time saves and, you know, out of bounds that are like super risky and like not worth doing, but, you know, they're still finding stuff in that game. We're still improving stuff in this game. People are still figuring out, still getting better at gulp, you know, and stuff in Spyro 2. Like the whole optimization journey there never ends. So it's really hard to call any of these categories like fully optimized. I don't think any of them will ever be fully optimized. But, you know, you want to compare the level of optimization that they're at. You know, I would say Spyro 1 and 3 are similar, are a similar level of optimization, though it's a hard comparison. I don't know if anyone would agree with that. There's a thing about jumping too early before the fade in. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you're supposed to wait for the, you see how the HUD, like, bounces down? See how it does, like, a little bounce when it hits the, it goes like, ba-ba, ba-ba. Like, it's really, really subtle. Ba-ba. So, like, you want to jump after it finishes, like, that little bounce. Because, yeah, if you jump right away, like, while the fade-in is happening, it's kind of hard to show on this save state, but, like, you can action Spyro on the fade-in is the problem, and so that, since he's still loading in, like, his actual coordinate on the map, is just, like, sub-pixels different, which affects the trick, you know? So yeah, wait till you see the box fully drop down. Now, that's also another reason why we time runs with Nestor Skip from that. That's our visual cue for timing now. Whereas before we would time just from first movement, which would happen, you know, a frame or two earlier. So if you do Nestor Skip, the way you start your run, like the exact frame that we time the run to is actually a little later than if you were to start from a charge jump or from a pause. So all of those are different points in which the player gains control over Spyro, or like different points that that the timing is measured from. But yeah. Maybe 21144. I'll take it. I'm loving the 4-4 at the end. When I get a 4-4, it usually is spelling a good situation for me. Yeah, like here. Like, this is good, too. Like, this is what I'm talking about. These are the kind of nesters I like. Almost. Yeah, do it a little later than I think. I think another thing with my muscle memory is I've been trying to do it earlier, when in reality I should be trying to do it a little later. That almost worked. Might be a little too late. The numbers refer to the amount of frames that you're early or late with each input starting from the frame. So if it's a positive number, that, you know, if it's like a 0, then a 1, that means like that, God, it's so hard to explain, but like, there's 5 inputs here. They just refer to how many frames you were early or late for each input. I'll just simplify it to that. Over-explaining. And again, early and late in quotation marks, because this is for composer's way of doing the trick, which is different than my way of doing the trick. So for composer, they would want 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for their version of Nestor Skip. But for me, I want something that's more akin to like 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, or like 2, 1, 1, 4, 4, or maybe even like a 3, like a 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, or something like that. It's not, these numbers are not infallible because they do not account for jump height. So don't get too attached to the numbers there. They're just an indicator of the space between the inputs. That's all it is. What's up, Half Wolf? Thanks for the good luck. There we go. Okay, I'm feeling good about it, guys. Let's do some runs. I think it's about that time. The trick is not frame perfect in the literal sense, but it's like conditionally frame perfect based on a series of 6 inputs: jump, flame, charge, jump, charge, glide. There are several sequences where that can work, and the timing of one input affects the leniency of another. So you could call it conditionally frame perfect, but really it's just more frame precise. It's like a 6 input precise trick. take my Sharpie and denote my practice codes while the game loads up. I finally got a good disc now of those codes we were playing on. So. There we go. In the transparent modded PS2 as well. I mean, what a practice rig, you know, with the fucking USB stick and free McBoot card. This puppy gets over 900 horses. All right, let me reload the capture card. Don't worry, I'm playing on a mostly unmodified console for runs, and a fully unmodified version of the game. I should look into fixing my 90K just so I can say that my entire setup is vanilla. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's get it.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds.
Oh, are you Wit? I like that mecha poning isn't like considered cheating like inherently. I think that's like a real step. Like if you were to like tell speedrunners like that played on PS2 like 10, 15 years ago, like okay, yeah, soft mod your PS2 and all this, they'd be like that should not be allowed for runs.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
It's cool that you can play on burnt discs now, and that's at least for Spyro that's generally accepted.
No threat.
Besides, he's ugly. Yeah, he says thimple. He's got a little lisp on it. Love to hear it, Cat. Enjoy, enjoy. Oh, the Windows noise. Yeah, let me turn that off. Thank you for telling me.
Okay, rolling.
I always forget to turn that back off.
It's been peaceful here.
Thank you, Tulu, for the good luck. Oh, extreme. Cat updates, yeah, I mean, they're doing good. I just fed them before stream. Cookie has been hanging out with us. Like, last night, I was in and out of the bathroom a lot. And Cookie would just hang out with me while I was just sitting on the john all the time, asking for pets. She's very talkative.
What about this Ganasty Gnorc
She's always asking questions. She's like,
now I understand he's found a magic spell
just
to
asking
turn
shit all the
gems into
time.
warriors for his
Like,
cause.
play with me, play
I'll
with me.
take that question.
She's very cute.
Nasty Nork
And she also likes to gnaw on my finger. She doesn't like ever break the skin, but she'll like playfully bite my fingers. It's really cute.
Ugly that.
She's a big licker. And my issue is I'm flaming a little late. In the spirit of trying to match my Nestor skip practice, I'm like over correcting and flaming a little too late. So let's see if we can get back in the correct timing realm here. All of these initial flames have been late.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
Not good, not good. I got a flame quicker. What's the flame go? The flame resets Nestor's shaking idle animation. You know, like when you stand in front of the crystal dragons, they'll go like. Am I quiet? No, actually the game is really loud, so I'm gonna turn it down a bit. I'm just now seeing that. So yeah, I just turned down the game a bunch. That's my bad. This should work. Oop, getting that little ghost right turn there. They go like yeah, if you flame them, it makes them do that. So you can make them go like it's funny. Wow, I barely hit that. Yeah, turkey ass dragon animation. What's up, Monster Jesus? Well, I've just been practicing up until now. This is my first run of the day, so wish me luck. As usual, the plan is I'm going to try to no reset this run and get into some Sonic and then maybe some San Andreas practice today. I'm actually kind of on a... I have yet to, you know, get back into the San Andreas grind, so I kind of want to fuck with that a little bit. Get into the desert section of the run. TLDR, it's required for the setup. Yeah, sorry, I could have just said that. I figured that, like, was a given, you know, and you wanted the reason why it was part of the setup. But yeah, every input except just the jumping and flopping onto him is, like, part of a setup, so that way we can get Nestor skips consistently. Too wide on that. Yeah, that's correct, Ryan. That's why I said it resets the... Hold on. Yes. Oh no. Might fuck up the cycle now. Oh, so close. That's what I get for missing that drop down. It's fine though. Should still be sub 350able. Maybe, maybe not. Let me get this. Nice. Hopefully around the 350 here. Might get a little behind that. Eh. Alright, these questions are just memes. Now, I can tell you guys are trying to throw me off here, and it's working. Enough of this. Enough of this me trying to be a helpful and informative speedrunner silliness. Let's lock in and get chill, shall we? Lock into the chill vibes. Oh, tragic, but I do have a backup for this. I missed the other red there as well. I'm gonna lose like 10 seconds, I believe. I go here. I go here. Oh wait, did I fuck this up? I think I fucked it up. I might have to reset this. I think I was supposed to just go back up the fountain there. Unless... this way. And then... this is really dumb. I might reset this. Yeah, let's go to the end of the level just to see how bad it is. Yeah, I think I was just supposed to go back up the fountain there. Whoops. Yo, Beard, thank you for the tier 3, man. It's great to see you again. Hope you've been doing well lately. Hope life has been alright. And thank you for the good lucks. Okay, yeah, go down. See, like, given this context, it's unnecessary that I grab all this stuff here. Except we can grab these. That's 14. What are we saying? No reset or reset? What are we saying in the chat? I can go either way about it. I am trying to kind of no reset today, but, you know, 14 seconds isn't the end of the world. I'm kind of feeling like, let's just play out the rest of this Artisans, and if it's, like, really atrocious still, then I'll reset. But, if I can keep a good head on me here, I think I can, like, keep this together. So I'm gonna keep going for now, and if this Artisans continues to lose a lot of time, like, if I exit Artisans, like, plus 20... then I'll consider resetting. Technically, I'm still under the threshold of time loss to invalidate credits, or Nestor skip. Like, I'm still saving more time than a really good run with Nestor. Technically. Reset, but I feel bad saying it. You should feel bad. How would you like if I told you to reset? I'm just kidding. Oh man, I always miss that fucking flame charge. What's up, Turtle Studio? Thank you for the good luck. Your mom wishes she could reset your existence. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Not good. Oh, nice. Beautiful load there. If I play this level good, I can bring back a little time, play a safe ending of Artisans, and then we can continue this run. Gotta stay less than 20 seconds behind is the goal. No? Oh, that's really bad. Oh, come on, dude. I'm too saucy with that. How do you flame the dogs like that? You just bait them into jumping at you and then flame them and charge away at the top of their jump. This makes the game think that they're landing somewhere that's impossible, like in the air. Similarly to if they jump off an edge, which triggers a failsafe to auto-kill them and make the jump home in. Still less than 20 seconds behind. Hold up. Wait a minute. It ain't over yet. Oh, come on, dude. That's I have to reset that. I'm going to be plus 20. God damn it. I wanted that to work so badly. Oh, that's so tragic. I'm a man of my word. I was plus 20 exiting Artisans with that. I put it all on the line for that boost. Man of my word. I'm resetting it. I don't want to, but I'm a man of my word. Unfortunate. I'm not doing any more of that reset bargaining though. Whatever this run is whatever it is. What's up, Idol?
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
After we get past Nestor, of course. What's up, Sferna? Thank you, thank you. That was more like in line with like a late flame and charge. It's just so weird. I mean, it's like the actual Nestor skip itself just feels so different when you're doing it from a save state versus from like on the actual game. Feels like a totally different trick.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
Let's shut the fuck up. You can shut the fuck up. How does that sound? Speak for yourself, big guy.
Okay, rolling. Oh, it's been peaceful.
It's been peace. Start naming things with a P. Yes, indeed. The classic. This looks promising. What's up, Shoddy? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate the 7 months. Shoddy's like a melody. Love you. Ooh, almost got fucked there. Good turns on those planes. Almost hit the water there. Oh, come on. Hold on. I have a recovery for this. Oh my god, bruh. Just let me have the boxes. It is time. You saw the vision there. Thanks, Sombra. I don't feel very good at this game after that ending, but I appreciate the compliment. I've never heard of that game, Poe. Wallace and Gromit, whatever. So, just at a glance, just by the name alone, it sounds like a pretty mediocre like, you know, early 2000s adventure game, which is the exact kind of thing we're here for. Let's be honest. Oh no. Not my finest start. How do you install mods? You can type !! practice codes in the chat. There's a broader and better answer to your question, but that's all I can really say for now. Come on, dude. Don't. Okay, I was about to say, bro, like, just let me have the fucking shit. Game is not working with me. Thanks for the good luck, Jamie. I don't know if Google is very helpful when it comes to learning how to mod the original Spyro games. There's a Discord server called Mod the Dragon, which I do not have a link to, but you can probably look that up if you're curious as well. But yeah, if you're just curious to just get the fucking modded version that I was playing earlier today, that's just simply called the Spyro 1 practice codes, which you can Google. Just Google those if you don't want to type anything in my chat. Dude, again? Like, can I have that jump, please? That's fucking ridiculous. I just get bounced off every time. Like, does that fucking slope not exist? Can I not jump off that anymore? They'd patch that? Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, I don't, you know, like, this might be like a disagreeable take, but I actually don't mind, like, the Google AI answers and stuff. Like, for example, today I was trying to figure out how to use, like, a piece of software to, like, split audio for, like, my laptop gaming stream, so that way I don't have to use my headphones. And it was really nice not to have to, like, comb through, like, Reddit threads and stuff. Like, the Google AI answer just did that for me and gave me the steps of, like, what to do to solve my issue. So it's nice for stuff like that. Or just like a general basic answer about something. I'm not saying it's always right or it's like infallible, but it's nice when you're just like searching up like a basic question. To not have to, like, do a shit ton of research. But I get it. Like, I get that people don't want AI shit shoved in their face. You should have the option to turn it off. Like, that's what I think. I feel like as long as that was the case, like, it'd be fine. Go this way. This is so bad. This is gonna be worse than my first run, I think. Or just about the same, actually. That's funny. Oh, really, Tom? That's interesting. Yeah, I always found that whole process interesting about, like, using, like, specific, like, hotkey, like, keyword type, you know, punctuation in the search bar to, like, narrow down searches, like, more effectively. That's, like, such a skill. Because there's a lot of, like, functions like that, like using different punctuation marks to, like, denote different ways that the search works. Or, like, minus this, minus that, whatever. They could make a whole class about that for, like, kids to learn, honestly. Search engine optimization. Search engine end user optimization. That would be like a valuable life skill to teach like a kid in like, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school. Google Foo, is that what they call it? Or maybe the class can be called like navigating the internet in the modern age or whatever, and that could just be like one subject of many. I feel like that should be like a required class for children. There should be like a whole, like, you know, segment of the class about like avoiding phishing scams and social engineering. About understanding data privacy and the limits of like surveillance with internet connected devices. The security risks of using internet connected devices. Like, there could be a whole security and privacy section of a class like that. Dude, can I fucking have anything? This run is so dog shit. Please. Painful. And I remember when AI was like first getting like big in the early 2020s, or like when ChatGPT was like newish or whatever, and everyone was like, "Oh, ChatGPT." I remember looking up on stream once. I remember looking up like who has the world record in Spyro the Dragon, and it had like the wrong. It was like it said like BJ or something, some like really old ancient runner that doesn't play anymore, you know. And then like other names of people that don't even play Spyro. I'm kind of saddened that it's now been corrected. Oh, Jesus, dude. Like, can I just have, like, an okay level? All of these levels have been bad. It's kind of tragic. Do that. At least it hasn't started killing people yet, yeah. No, red gem. I thought that was enough to get it. Fuck you. Like, I'm just getting fucking shafted by this game today. I have to just roll with it. I can't just keep resetting artisans and just getting the same early game over and over. Yes, if I keep sitting here and resetting, I will probably get a better early game than this. But I don't think that's a battle worth fighting, personally. Some of you might disagree with that, but it's just my opinion. I am interested in playing other games after this today. So, sorry if I sound like a big pussy for putting my foot down like that, but I just gotta make that really clear. Hope you guys are okay with that. But yeah, this run could definitely still be pretty good. Hopefully things start to look up here. I feel good today. I feel like I'm playing okay. Just getting the short end of the stick on a lot of stuff. I'll take the long end of the stick. I'll take it in any direction, personally. At least then maybe I'll feel something. Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, the plan after this run is more Sonic Adventure 2 practice. I'm still waiting on my flashcards to come in the mail, and let me lock in for this strat real quick. Some of those initial turns were kind of wide, but still good. Still waiting on my flashcards to come in the mail, so I'll probably be just doing more normal levels in that game. Yo, Hunter Persian, thank you for the sub. Love you, dude. Hope you're doing well today. But yeah, a lot of my practice in that game, once I get some index cards in the mail, is going to be focused on creating flashcards for the Knuckles and Rouge level clues. Because those levels have RNG, you know, things you have to collect that rely on clues, which require quite a decent amount of memorization. So rather than just like doing them over and over and hoping that I remember like what the clues are as I do them, I'm just gonna make flashcards as I'm going through that process. Like each time I collect something, you know, I reference the fucking cheat sheet, go grab it, and then make a flashcard, and then repeat that process maybe like 20 to 40 times for a given level. Then study the flashcards, then practice the level with the memorized clues. And I have to do that for all of the Rouge and Knuckles levels, basically. So that's easily like the hardest and most tedious part of learning a Sonic Adventure 2 speedrun. And so I'm just waiting for those index cards to come in the mail, and then we'll get to that part. So today is probably going to be more just chill, like just doing normal missions, just trying to get consistent with some of the A rank. I might try some of the weirder like hard mode A rank missions today, since I, you know, have to do other stuff. But yeah, that's on the menu for that game in the coming days. After that, I might, instead of playing Oblivion, I might play some San Andreas today. We'll see what I'm feeling. Ugh, man, I've been getting that mistake a lot lately. Shit. Bro, please. There we go. That sucks. Did I miss a red up there? Spark's really fucking lacking there. I think I did. Did I? I'll find out when I go up here. Yeah, I did. God damn, dude. No lucky breaks today for me in this game. Unfortunate. Gonna be a real test of attitude, perseverance on this run. Ugh, like, come on. It's really self-sabotage. When things seem like they're unlucky in this game, the truth is that you're sabotaging yourself. That's what I think. That's the part that hurts the most. Because, you know, it's like if I just played a little bit more conservatively, none of these things would happen. But then at the same time, it's like it's a catch-22, because when you're speedrunning, you're trying to go as fast as you can. But when you try to go as fast as you can, you end up making a lot of small mistakes. So in order to go as fast as you can, you have to slow down, and then that's like less fun because you're not going as fast as you can. So there's no winning. Like, it sucks whether you go as fast as you can, and it sucks whether you know, try to toe the line to, like, get the best pace and consistency. Like, you could definitely look at each one of those things in a negative light. So today, you know, considering that I'm getting fucked, I'm gonna try to not be so negative. Just try to chill. Just take each of these blows to my anus in stride. I've said this in the past, but I'll kind of reiterate it, like, on the topic, is that speedrunning feels like the most futile when you feel like you're a human doing a robot's task. And I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the vibes chill here, in spite of this game absolutely reaming me. Or me reaming myself, if you want to say. So yeah, avoiding negative thought loops, negative feedback loops. Breaking free of the mental chains. That's the goal here. No, you're exactly right, Pinky Promise. Sparks is a skill issue in this game. You can't, and it's so funny because it's like the natural reaction is when you miss something, it's like Sparks, like in Dry Canyon, I was like, Sparks, come on. But the reality is if I'd have just gone a little slower there, like, I would have been fine. I knew I was playing that part hasty, and still I want to blame someone but myself, you know? Like, that tells you a lot. A big step for people who speedrun this game is learning to not blame Sparks for everything. And instead blame yourself. And then, like, the next step is to, like, be okay with yourself being, like, fallible like that. Okay, being okay with fucking... God, I'm, like, almost a minute behind. And it feels like I'm not even playing that bad. It's tough. Sometimes a no reset is really a challenge. A mental challenge. And this one is giving me all of the obstacles to overcome. Preferred method for 99 fishing? I did monkfish. But if I were to do it again today, I'd probably do marlin fishing. Even though it's way slower XP. Oh, that was bad. Cool. You love fishing? Sweet. Like in real life. The only thing I don't like about fishing in real life is like this, that you have to like either wake up really early or like go out on the water like in the evening when there's already been a bunch of like boats and wake and stuff out. Like it seems like a very easy thing to like feel like you're doing wrong, you know? Again, I think it's kind of just one of those perspective things. Like you kind of have to just be okay with going out there whenever you can and just like hoping something bites and just like having that chill attitude. And if you're trying to do it any like more efficiently than that, then it's just like a losing battle mentally. Dark Souls is the origin of all speedruns. I do not. I just straight up disagree with that, but I appreciate the sentiment about its difficulty curve. About its perseverance. Especially for a casual player, I think like in the casual, like, hive mind of video gaming, I think the Souls games have really introduced a concept that is just very normal in speedrunning and competitive gaming. That's like a game being frustratingly hard and almost to the point of where it feels unfair. That you have to learn to like exploit the systems in order to actually succeed. Like that, going through that frustration is like part of the fun, and that's what speedrunning teaches you. And speedrunning has, and other competitive gaming, forms of competitive gaming, have had that element to them far before Souls-like games have ever existed. But where Souls-like games have really like broke new ground is by establishing that attitude in the casual headspace. Like, you don't have to be a competitive gamer or speedrunner or whatever to experience like that kind of joy from gaming. Joy through frustration and pain and whatnot. There's a real market for games, and not just Souls-likes, but just like and a lot of indie games out there. A lot of roguelikes are like this too, where it's like they just seem like impossible when you're starting out, but like that's the appeal, is that you learn how to play them, and getting over that wall is like that gratification of it is like what's fun, you know? Feeling like you've learned something and that you're like good now and all that. Again, that concept has existed far before those games, you know. And dare I say, even before speedrunning, like the concept of a game being hard, like harder than what is considered fun, like to the average person. Like if you go back to like NES games, for example, they're like designed not to be beatable casually. A lot of them are designed to require additional outside knowledge and help. So really, like this whole concept of a game being hard and teaching you perseverance and trudging through the frustration of it, just like how I am on this one, that concept has existed, I think, even before speedrunning. You know, it's existed since before any of us were born in gaming. What's up, Michael Link? Thanks for the good luck. But yeah, I mean, it speaks to like a broader, like I was saying, like the casual hive mind. Like, how does the average video game player look at difficulty and like fun in a game? Like, what we've asked this question many times on the stream. Like, what is fun in video gaming? Is it like, is this what I'm doing here, putting myself through the ringer in like this game that I really don't have anything left to prove in, and still experiencing that frustration? Is that fun for me? Or should I just play through and just turn off the timer and just play at whatever my own pace? Would that be more fun? You know? So obviously that's a question you could only answer on an individual basis, like for yourself. But when you try to think about like what like the broader, you know, audience in gaming would like, difficulty is a really it's a really funny thing, because I think it's very much separated by a camp of people who want to relax and enjoy a game without a lot of adversity, with like just enough adversity that they feel like, you know, the game is making them feel good. Like take a game like Fortnite, for example. Like Fortnite used to only have real life players, so the natural like difficulty, like barrier to entry used to be higher in that game. But for many years now, they've included bots in every like 100-person battle royale. So anytime you play Fortnite, you know, you're going to be fighting like several bots before you encounter a real player. And that makes the game a lot more, you could say, casually accessible, but it also feels less gratifying. So for some players, you know, that's a good thing, and for others that's a bad thing. It all just depends on what your relationship to video gaming is. Is it something you do to like unwind and not, you know, turn your brain off, so to speak? Or is it something where you like try really hard and you learn and you progress and you get better and there's like a deeper, you know, satisfaction there? And dare I say, I think in a lot, you know, for how complex video games are now, I think most games can have elements of both of those things. Like, I think RuneScape is a really good example of this, where like, it's a game that was like sort of founded on like the brainless, like chopping the tree or mining the rock, you know, like very low skill ceiling things. Like, dare I say, like brain dead activities. That has now evolved into a game where you can still do all those things, and in fact they encourage, you kind of have to still do a lot of those brain dead activities, but then that's also balanced by other activities that require a lot of effort and skill and practice, like PvM or PvP, things like this. Like, so RuneScape I think is a really good example of a game that balances the worlds, the two approaches to gaming, which is like kick back, unwind, turn your brain off, and then also like try hard to accomplish something you've never done before and learn and be very frustrated going through that. Like, I think people who really enjoy a game like RuneScape like have felt both sides of that. And, or dare I say, lean towards one side. And I'll say this for myself, you know, maybe I'm like really hardcore in this game compared to you guys, but I think compared to a lot of RuneScape players, I'm like very much on the chill, turn my brain off side, skiller side, you could say. AFK, you know. So it's not even that like you as a person like gravitate towards one or like one side of that spectrum or the other. I think it's so you can take it on a game by game basis. And like some games can be like the turn your brain off game, and other games can be like the turn your brain on game, you know. Get sweaty with it. I'm sure you guys have like games that fall into kind of those two categories. And they're just like very different experiences at the end of the day. (2009) I've never heard of 2009 Scape. I've heard of old school RuneScape, which is what I play. And I've heard of 04 Scape, but I've never heard of 09 Scape. Interesting. Oops. I love being sparksless. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Like, for most of you guys, this game is like the chill, turn your brain off and just, you know, explore and chill. So it might be like jarring. I think that's part of the novelty of watching like someone like me, is that it's like, wow, this guy like is really taking the game seriously here. Like, what a novel concept. It's like a real novelty, you know, to most people. Speedrunning at all, especially when it's like a nostalgic, like I said, chill game. It adds to the novelty. even just as a viewer, you know. Some gamers thrive off competition. Yeah, you know, it's funny, you know, when you talk about competition, because it takes on a different form, I think, in every game. Like, when we talk about speedrun competition, that's not what you're talking about, I don't think. I think you're talking about, like, Nitro Fueled, where you can play, like, online. Let's just talk about CTR. So, like, Crash Team Racing, the first game, has recently had, like, online capabilities added to it. But for the majority of its lifespan, it was a single-player experience for the most part. Yes, you could play split screen with your friends, but I don't think anyone was, like, seriously trying to, like, you know, push the meta of the multiplayer local scene of Crash Team Racing, right? It was very much a single-player game as it progressed through the years, as a speed game, as a competitive game. It was a competitive single-player speedrun. But with games like Nitro Fueled, or even with the online version, Project Sephi, I think it's called, Safi, with CTR original, like, it's like shifted into like, oh, okay, now rather than trying to be like the best speedrunner, like maybe I don't want to do that, but I'd like to just be like a really good overall player and beat other, you know, kart racers. Like, these are all different flavors of competition, is my point. Is like, being good at one of those flavors, or taking to one of those flavors of competition, doesn't mean you'll automatically be goated at the other form, you know. Being a good speedrunner might not make you, like, cut out as well for the multiplayer side of the game, or vice versa. Might help, you know, to do both, but, like, they're just two different experiences in terms of competition. So with speedrunning, and me, my relationship to competition is, I've always, like, for me, I've always rejected the whole concept of competition, because one thing that I really like about speedrunning is that I can just, like, not worry about the competition. Like, sure, it'll always be a thought in the back of your head, like what your place is on the leaderboards or whatever, but at the end of the day, like, Jordy's gonna get his PB whenever he gets his PB, and I'm gonna get my PB whenever I get my PB, you know. There's, like, the competition is, like, very abstract in speedrunning, whereas in, like, a multiplayer online game, it's, like, very much direct and, like, a huge part of the experience. Competition, I would say, is a very, like, minimal part of the speedrun experience, depending on who you ask, but for me, it's a very minimal part of it. Which I like. That's, like, my personality style. I don't like to feel like I need to, like... Well, this is, like, something I learned playing Melee, is that if you really want to, like, succeed in Melee, not only do you have to, like, do, like, a lot of practice and tech skill and studying and all this, these things are all good, but you also just generally need to have a bloodlust, like, in a fighting game. You need to, like, you need to have a genuine desire to ruin the person's day next to you, to, like... And I know that might sound extreme, and maybe I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but as someone that's, like, I call me, like, a peaceful, non-competitive soul, like, that, it's like, that's a hard thing for me to grasp, to, like, want to find some hate inside of myself, to, like, you know, channel that and just really just shit on someone in a game. That was, like, an element to playing Melee that I, like, couldn't really wrap my head around. Like, I liked Melee as, like, a single-player experience, really. Like, just messing around with Fox and just wave-dashing around. Like, the actual fighting part of it was almost, like, secondary to just the enjoyment of the mechanics. And I'm sure a lot of Melee players probably feel that way as well. Like, I think there's different gradients to this level of, like, bloodlust and how it affects, like, the competitive spirit in a fighting game. For some, it's like they feel like they can experience the competitive side of a fighting game without having a bloodlust. But for me, that was like a hard thing to find. Like, I truly believe I need to have more hatred in my soul in order to play Melee, and, you know, the amount that, like, a serious player would against other people. I just found that whole, like, concept to be interesting. Like, how much hatred do you have inside of you, and how does that inspire your competitive spirit? I think wanting to beat someone else like comes from a place of like it comes from, in my opinion, more of a place of negativity than positivity. That's just how I see it. Like wanting to beat someone, it's like it's a selfish, you know, thing to want, and it's also like the people who really like thrive off that feeling, like want to see the other person fail almost, you know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like for all the positivity that can come from friendly competition or whatever, I think the negativity, you know, outweighs it. And you have to have a certain personality type to handle that and to thrive on that. And I don't think I have that personality type. I would have to very much keep trying to... if I were to keep playing, like, Melee and stuff like that, like, it would have to be purely, like, a solo experience. Occasionally playing other people for fun, but never, like, really trying to do well in a tournament or something. It would just be too frustrating for me. It would be too, like, much of a... the competitive spirit there is not for me. Even though, you know, you could call me a pretty competitive speedrunner, like, actual direct competition like that, like, it's not in my car. Like, I don't know. It takes a real personality shift for me to get there mentally. Try to find some hatred in my soul or something. But I'm sure, you know, I'm sure a lot of more accomplished fighting game players would say that, would probably say something different to what I'm saying. I'm really not accomplished in any fighting game, so that's just my read on it, but like, who knows? Maybe like the best fighting game players are truly the most stoic ones that don't really have any bloodlust at all. They purely like see the game as like a, as something more, I don't know, meditative than that. BMAC and Hunter Persian, thank you guys for the resubs. Appreciate it. Love you, BMAC. Hope you're doing well. I don't know. Have any of you guys ever felt this way about like a competitive sport or any competitive thing in your life where it's like, this kind of competition is too negative for me? Have you guys ever felt that? And then other competitive things is like, ah, yes, this is my kind of competition. Because that's absolutely how I feel about speedrunning in relation to other forms of competitive gaming. Maybe I'm just a pussy, like straight up, like... Maybe I have a lot to learn on this topic by, you know, having a bit of a trial by fire in a fighting game and really digging into a game like Melee more and going to more tournaments and learning to overcome these feelings. Maybe I'm just, you know, in a beginning step of a journey through that whole thing. Maybe I have a lot to learn and grow in that regard. I could see that. Yeah, I'm sure I can sense what you're saying, Buzz. You know, like, let's be honest, we don't know the guy. Maybe what he projects on the screen, there's something deeper there that we're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know him, but just, yeah, based off of just, like, his personality, like, on the stage, like, yeah, he doesn't really seem to have a very spiteful, competitive spirit. He's always smiling and stuff. So, yeah, maybe he has a lot of insight on this topic. Yeah, I've seen the Awesome Sauce video about him. Really great video. But yeah, again, like, I want to reiterate this, like, you know, just because, like, we see a video about someone doesn't mean we know them, you know what I mean? And to this degree, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going on in their heart type of shit. But at the same time, you know, there's certainly truth to all these sentiments. Hopefully. There's probably truth to all these sentiments. What's up, Megan? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the vibes are great. Chilling on a pretty bad run here, but just kicking it. A little no resetage. Oops. Talking about the nature of what it means to have a competitive spirit and how that looks different from, you know, game to game, sport to sport. Like, how much of it is like a hate-fueled bloodlust to defeat your opponent, and how much of it is a positive, like, self-improvement journey. Like, where does one start and the other begin? I was kind of saying that a lot of it depends on the medium you're competing through. Like, speedrunning is very much not a... it's a very indirect form of competition, and so it allows me to have a lot more of a positive relationship to being competitive. Like, I don't have to stress, like, what Jordy's doing, like, or whatever, you know? Like, what Jordy does doesn't affect my... It shouldn't affect my grind. Whereas if you're playing a fighting game, what your opponent does will absolutely affect what you do, you know? So it's very different. I think it depends on the game, yeah, and I think I agree with you on that, but I think it also depends on the type of like, each game, I don't care like how competitive it is, or even if it's not even competitive at all, like every game, if we're just gonna talk about video games and competition, every game like attracts its own personality type, I think, you know? Like, I think people who play Spyro 1 are generally like pretty sensitive, you know, nostalgic, aesthetic, you know, appreciate, like, sentimental, maybe. Whereas someone who plays Street Fighter is gonna be, you know, a lot different of or League of Legends, you know, like the personality type is gonna be so different, you know, not just by the genre of game, but just by, like, I don't know, like it all factors in. Like, it like you said, it varies from game to game, but also from like community to community, all the way down from like the individual to individual. Like, sometimes you'll get like sometimes you'll find like an individual in a community that's really not like the others, you know, maybe they're a lot younger, or maybe they have a much different personality or a different approach, you know, and these people, I think, can like really appear like outcasts, you know. It's hard to assimilate at times, but those are like the kind of people that really like illuminate like what a community is, you know. Is when someone that is like contrary to the common thought of a games community, when someone that's contrary to that comes along, it gives you a lot of perspective on what the broader gaming community is, you know, and what you are in relation to it. Whether that is like a sensitive, sentimental, you know, inner journey focused speedrunner, or like a bloodthirsty, you know, fucking spiteful, toxic, you know, fighting game player. Or maybe all those adjectives that I just described can apply vice versa as well, like the spiteful, toxic speedrunner that's just trying to beat their opponent, versus the meditative, self-improvement focused fighting game player. Like, both of those archetypes exist, but which one's more common, you know? That's what I say, like, each game lends itself to its own kind of personality type. And so outliers to that are they speak a lot to, like, what a game is. And what competition is, and what it can mean, and all this stuff we're talking about. The truth is that, you know, we're really not one or the other, you know? We're just a different... I say this every day, but one of the biggest things I've learned from speedrunning is that I'm a different version of myself every day. Like, before I sit down and turn the stream on, I'll think that I'm, like, one way. Even when I'm just getting warmed up and playing, I'm like, okay, like, today's gonna be a good day. But then, like, then when the results kind of come in for how the run's going or what's going on, you see, like, who you really are that day. And it's a different version of yourself that's the thing, is, like, you're less of a consistent, you know, bundle of emotions and personality traits than you think you are. You're actually, like, in my case, I feel like I'm very inconsistent. Some days I'm quiet, some days I'm talkative, some days I'm happy, some days I'm sad, some days I'm intense, some days I'm happy-go-lucky. And this applies, again, to the competitive spirit, where it's like some days Jordy lives in my head rent-free, or Saboom, or whoever else is playing the game. Other speedrunners are living in my head rent-free, or, like, you know, alternative strategies. And then other days it's just all about me in the game, you know? And so my point is that, like, whatever personality trait you fancy yourself in terms of competitive spirit, I think it's important to acknowledge that there will be days where you are the antithesis of that. And to be able to embrace that, I think is a real challenge of self-identity. What's up, Ginger Swag? Yeah, I'm doing alright. Hope you are too. Hope life is good. Hope all the mobile Spyro runs are going well and all that. Spyro on the move. Yeah, that's like the common meme with League of Legends, is that it's like really toxic. You know, it's like if you don't play a certain way, or if you don't, like, do exactly what your team wants, they're just gonna fucking shit on you and all this. A lot of games are like that, actually, not just League. But in the spirit of, like, what I'm saying, like, think of how far a player who is, like, stoic and, like, able to embrace that toxicity and not spit it back at the community, you know, that he's around. Like, think of how powerful a player like that is. One that's able to, like, embrace that toxicity and not say, oh, well, I'm different, so I don't know if this is for me. But to say, like, I'm different, and, like, this is what it is, and, like, I'm, you know, and to, like, embrace all of it, like, it's not easy. It's not easy to assimilate into a community where, you know, your personality type is the outlier. That's, like, the whole point of what I'm saying. But, you know, going to that uncomfortable length to do that and embrace it is, like, I think a big step of inner growth when it comes to gaming. Competitive gaming, online communities. We're constantly looking for belonging, right? I think it's just, like, human nature. And so it's like, we have a game we like, you know, we want to experience it with other people. And then when other people are, like, you know, how we deem like maybe toxic or like a personality we don't like. You know, it's like this whole like shunning, you know. Who knows? Like, people do crazy stuff, you know, when they don't like people. Yeah, I kind of like see it like this. Like, it's like if I really love this game, like, then I'll give everyone like the time. I'll give everyone their piece, you know. I'll give everyone their time of day to like say or do what they want, whether I agree with it or not or whatever. It kind of reminds me like, you know, when I broke up with my first girlfriend, it's like I still wanted to be with her, but it was this really powerful lesson that I learned. Like, cause like, what am I gonna do? Just blow up her phone? That's not good. That's like stalker shit. That's like bad, you know? But like, I wanted so badly in my heart for her to take me back. I remember this so distinctly. I was like, what, like 17, 18? And I remember realizing, like, I kind of had this aha moment, you know, as like that, the pain of your first, you know, breakup, you know. I had this realization that if I really love this person, like how my heart is telling me, then I won't like message her. I'll let her go, right? Because for me to like just bother her and beg for her to take me back, she doesn't want me back. So why would I beg for that? Like, if you love her, like, exactly, it's like, if you love her, you wouldn't do that, right? So do you really love her? You know, is the real question, if that's what you're doing. That thought, like, really, was really powerful to me. And I think that thought, the reason I bring it up is because, I think it applies a lot to, like, competitive video games, like, and toxicity in communities. You know, you'll see a lot of times sentiments about like, oh, this other community member like ruined this game for me, you know? But it's like, if you really love that game, you can find a way through that pain, you know, and it can really, it's a real thing, you know? Someone you don't like being in a community, someone you feel like unsafe around, you know, that whole spiel. But if you really love a game, like the game can kind of like transcend that, which I think is actually a beautiful thing. Some people might call me tone deaf for even saying such a thing, but I do think it's a real phenomenon. Like, you can I'm not gonna say you can like love you know, a video game the same way you can love a human, but I will say that you know, some of those themes are pretty similar. I know there was a blue gem right there. I knew it. It's like, at the end of the day, like, this game brought, for whatever our differences are, this game brought us together. And, you know, so if we really love the game, we have to accept our differences, is like another way of saying it. And if you can't accept someone else's differences from you, who also enjoys the same things as you, is around the same community as you, and if you can't accept it and you have to just self-exclude, like, that's fine, you know, but it speaks a lot to, like, it speaks a lot to community versus just like personal relationship to like to the media. Like, did you really love the game that much if you're gonna let some personal feud within a community push you away from it? Like, that's kind of like the way I see it. I know it's hard, like, I'm not saying like these things are easy, and I will acknowledge that some might call me tone deaf for this opinion, but I think there's a lot of crossover between what I learned from my first breakup versus what I learned going through trials and tribulations in speedrunning. And I think kind of the inverse is also true, where it's like, you know how I said, like, if you really love someone, you know when to let them go? I think that also is true for a game, where it's like, when you're done, like, with a game, like, for me, I'm kind of, like, in a point now with speedrunning this category where I'm, like, starting to, like, let go of, like, the intensity that I had with it once, you know? And to hold on to that would be to, like, not acknowledge that I really just still want to have fun with it, you know? Like, I want to preserve, like, my love for this game and acknowledge, like, all of the... I'm not gonna force myself to play the game in a way that I don't like, so... It's kind of like, if I really love this game, I'm sort of letting go of record, you know, for Jordy, you know, or whatever. So it's like, either way you see it, like staying with a game in spite of like toxic community drama, or letting go of a game when you know it's just not in your heart anymore. These are all different ways of expressing that you love a game. You know, so it's not that you have to stick with the game in order to prove that you like it or something. That's like an important disclaimer to like to the whole discussion, I think. But yeah. Love is a powerful thing. Whether it's towards a game or a community or an individual person. It takes a lot of shapes and forms, I think. I think for a lot of people, like, you know, in the spirit of love, they'll do things that are truly not loving, you know? Things that really don't match up with, oh, well, you know, it's just because, you know, they're so obsessed with a game or a person or whatever, that they do things that don't reflect, you know, their love for them. It's funny how our brains do that. It kind of goes to show that, like, at the end of the day, we're pretty selfish creatures, you know? People that go to the extreme end of this spectrum of, like, you know, manipulating others and, you know, just trying to get their own will in the spirit of, like, oh, because I love you. You know, we would call that person, like, a narcissist. You know, but it's a fine line, you know, from being a narcissist to, like, to just showing interest and care for something. I don't know. It's a fine line. But yeah, it's like, if you really love, to go back to the original quote, it's like, if you really love something, you know, here's a broader way to say it. It's like, if you really love something, you know when to not make it about yourself, is another way of saying it. You know when to, like, or you know when to let it go is like the easier way of saying it. If you really love something, you know when to let it go. Which is like, kind of translates to, you know, doing things that don't make you happy in the spirit of the thing you love being happy. Or being positive or whatever. It's like a tough concept, you know? It's just one of those things where our emotions get in the way of that sort of assessment of things. You walked into a confusing conversation. What's up, JX? Does anyone feel what I'm talking about, or am I just kind of like losing you guys here? You can be honest with me. I'll move on from this topic. I know I'm just kind of rambling here. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Fucking Craig, leave! Get out of here! Oh my god, what the fuck? Dip out, dip out. I'm glad some of you guys are feeling what I'm saying. I know it's a bit all over the place, this runs topics of conversation. From the nature of difficulty in video games, to hive minds around the competitive spirit, what that even means or looks like, how outliers in a community can show you who you really are, to the nature of love itself, be it for a human or a game. That's been sort of the overarching topics of this room. Oh god, give me the red. Oops, should have stayed closer to the wall there. Ugh, come on, dude. Dude, like this whole run, everything is just like, oh, you almost did that right. But instead, you're losing 5 seconds. It's this whole run. What's up, Nicolas? The way we deal with people who hurt us the most can tell us a lot about ourselves. Yeah, true. And who are the people that hurt you the most? The people that are closest to you. Sad reality, but it's true. Yeah, I think just in general, people don't really take a step back to think about how they interact with people that they claim to love, or how they interact with a game or a community they claim to really care about or are really passionate about. It's easy to just let your emotions like dictate your interaction and just kind of leave it at that. And then, like, you know, when confronted with like a negative consequence from that, it's just kind of like, oh, well, you know, I was just the heat of the moment, right? How often do you hear that? Ooh, come on. But rarely do people have like the humility or like maturity to process that like in a moment and decide to like, wait, okay, hold on, you know, put the keyboard down, right? Put the baseball bat down, you know? Your wife has had enough, you know? I'm kidding. That was a horrible joke. But yeah. Just like this whole conversation is just like our emotions just get in the way of our logical thinking. I mean, that's kind of like the takeaway of it. So it's important to reflect on why, like when you are like really emotional, to not make any rash decisions, to not like take it out on someone, or you know, you have to know that you're in a safe place, you know, when you're venting in a time like that, or to know how to like just give it time, you know. That's such like a skill. Yeah, I got it. To give it time instead of like lashing out, you know, is like a skill that like few people like actually possess. Oops. You know, true, Ryan. No, it's like so true. Like, and that's just like the I think that's a lot of the irony about like the whole discussion is like when we talk about like love, you know, and whatever. It's like every statement that I'm saying about like when people hurt you, they're the closest to you. It's like the opposite is true as well. The people that can help you in your greatest time of need are oftentimes those same people. And if they're not, it's time to reassess, right? Or to get back to the competitive spirit discussion, you know, if I, you know, am not so big on the bloodlust of direct fighting game competition, and I fancy myself this stoic, like, meditative speedrunner, you know, it's like, to say, like, speedrunning lends itself to a more, like, stoic and less bloodthirsty form of competition. Well, the inverse is also true. Like, you can be a meditative and stoic fighting game player, and you can be a toxic, bloodthirsty speedrunner. You know, so all these things about, like, the human condition, like, whenever we say, like, one thing, the inverse is very much true. About, like, when you love someone, you have to know when to let them go. Or love something, you gotta know when to let them go. Sometimes the inverse of that is true. Where, like, when you don't want anything to do with someone, sometimes you're the only one that can help. And then the inverse of that is true. Sometimes the only way someone gets helped when they need it, and they know, you know you can do something about it. Sometimes the only way someone learns is when you don't help them, you know? So it's like this, each statement, you know, on the, you know, that comes from a place of love or passion or whatever. It's always like the inverse has to be considered, you know? You can't just like that's why I say like taking a moment to stop before lashing out or doing something that's emotionally driven. It's like just consider the benefit of the inverse. Consider the benefit of the opposite decision before you take that step, you know, into like reaching out to someone because you feel for them, or fucking getting in a fight with someone because you disagree with them. It's just so hard to like, especially when you're in an emotional state, to consider that inverse situation. The benefit, not just like the inverse situation is bad and my emotional reaction is good, is the correct thing, but to like really look at the inverse situation with as much of the benefit of the doubt as possible. That's like the skill of stopping before you act. That's what it means to think before you act. Is to like reassess your fucking worldview in an emotional moment. Not easy. What's Newton's third law? I feel like I should know that, but I don't. Stoic and bloodthirsty. You got the Dracula personality type. Sorry if you guys can hear the lawnmower outside. Shit's going off. Thou shalt not kill. I'm pretty sure Newton didn't come up with that one. I'm pretty sure that was Jod. Oh my Jod. Barely caught that flame charge. Got a charge jump off that. It's way better. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. It's a very scientific way of saying what we're saying here. Or like another scientific way of saying things is that like energy is never, you know, lost or gained. It's only exchanged. You know, like similar like kind of, you know, metaphor. Yeah, let's get the pseudoscience going. No, this is, you can call it pseudoscience, but you know, it's just relating common scientific threads to, you know, sayings to our emotional, you know, non-scientific, you know, humanity. We love metaphors. Like, let's be honest, guys. Like, I think that's part of the human condition is to love little metaphors like that, you know? It's like when we're talking about energy being conserved, we also mean like emotionally as well. Serial killer. Dude, I'm like really not a serial killer. I'm not a big cereal guy. I only really like cereal. This is gonna sound like fucking like... This is gonna make me sound like a real serial killer. I only like sugary cereals when it's like super late at night, just dry, straight from the box, like after drinking a bunch of beer. I don't like it with milk or anything. I think of it more as like a finger food snack than like an actual thing you put in a bowl and like make a meal out of. Like, have you guys ever tried to mix a sugary cereal with, like, nuts? Or, like, trail mix or something like that, but, like, with Frosted Flakes instead of, like, peanuts or whatever? It's really good. So maybe I am a serial killer for having an unconventional cereal taste. Yeah, I'd be the type of dude to like put water on cereal if I wanted it to be like wet or whatever. Like, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, it's very rare that like I have like a reason to eat cereal. Sarah loves cereal. She'll like fucking rock like, you know, granola and all that stuff all the time. Somehow dodged him. Gotta wait this. It's like every truck in America is backing up from my apartment right now. First, it's like, okay, so like, let's send in the lawnmower crew. Okay, next up, let's make a truck back up for 5 minutes. Then, okay, up next, let's get an ambulance, like 3 ambulances driving past on the main road. Okay, now what next, guys? Like, there's just a council of people trying to distract me. Okay, let's get like 3 scam calls now, you know? Like, Deo's gonna love this. And then make sure that when he goes offline, none of these things ever happen. Only when he's online. Like, good, like, it's like a good hustle, everybody. Let's get a jackhammer going. Get some construction. And it keeps the rent prices low. Or so I have been told. Some wild flame charges here. Microwave Rice Krispie treats, but don't heat them up. Wait, they make microwave Rice Krispie treats? Or no, you just mean Rice Krispie treats, but in the microwave. But you don't heat them up? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You make them from scratch using the microwave. Okay. That took me a few, like, reassessments to understand what you meant there. Got it. Yeah, dude, what about, anybody ever make, like, microwave, mug, like, chocolate brownie in a mug? Sarah makes a really fucking good one of those, a little microwave lava cake type deal. Super good. It's a good way to crack one of your mugs, though, I'll tell you that much. But it's worth it. Used to make them all the time. Oh yeah, you're like an expert on that. I'm terrible at that type of stuff. I leave all the ghetto baking to Sarah. I'm surprised that worked. I shouldn't have said anything. That's literally what I get for saying that. I should have gotten squished by Nasty there, is what I meant on the proxy. Can't skip the butter. Yeah, dude, the greatest lie in baking history is saying that you can, like, sub out, like, full fat ingredients with, like, non-fat alternatives. That's, like, one of the greatest lies in history. Like, oh yeah, just use almond milk. It totally won't be a fucking mess. Yep. Totally won't just be watery bullshit. Yeah, see, that's what I expected the first time. God fucking damn it, dude. Come on. Attempt number 3 incoming. Good thing this run already sucked. What's the lore behind Nasty not dropping a soul? He does. I think if you have already killed him once and collected his gems, I do believe he drops like the little soul orbs or whatever. Unless I'm mistaken. I might be mistaken about that. Dude, I just cannot get this fucking single shot. I'll have to practice that tomorrow, dude. Bro. Please. Oh my god, please hit him this time. I'm begging you. It's feeling like 2014 all over again. Oh wait, we gotta... I forgot which way we gotta get this way, because we did get credit skip. If you don't get credit skip, you have to grab that dragon on the other side. Whereas if you do get credit skip, you grab him on that side. And it can get kind of confusing when you're coming from like the opposite direction on like a recovery. Did I miss that? Ugh. Turned in too early. Can I catch him? No. He did the emote. For real. Oh, I saw that gold. I saw that. Hello. I've lost PBs to that before. Little gold being barely off screen. Come here, little golden. Wow. You guys didn't know about the loop? Yeah. Because normally when you're flying in a flight level, you're too close to the height cap for the R1 button to make you do the loop. $125. With 3 missed credit skips, or third try credit skip, whatever, third life. Not good, but chill run. Chill run. I really quite enjoyed the discussions on this run. Very chill. I feel very chill right now. I think I'm gonna take a little break right now. Eat a little food. Probably switch over to Sonic here shortly. I don't know. I kind of like. I don't really know what I want to play, or if I want to play anything at all. I might like call it a little early today. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I'm gonna take a little food break real quick. Put a quick glizzy down my gullet, and we'll get back and we'll see what we play. We might do a little Sonic, a little bit of practice. We might not. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I will be right back. Give me like 5-10 minutes. And if you're leaving, thank you so much once again for hanging out. Love you guys. Feel free before you go to drop a Prime sub or anything like that. Little $2 super chat would go a really long way for me. So yeah, I'll be right back. Guys, check out this absolutely powerful glizzy I have here. This thing is an absolute unit. Look at that, with the mustard on it. Look at that, it looks like some shit out of like an Oscar Mayer commercial right there. Look at that. Beautiful. Glizzy, I got a pack of these for $1. Cheers. Mm. Mm. Nicely microwaved. 30 seconds for the dog, 10 seconds for the bun. Doesn't get much better than this. Actually, it does get a lot better than this. If you do it on a pan, it's like way better, but whatever. Can't be too mad. For like a 5-second meal, it goes well. Yeah, that's what, yeah. Yeah, split in half and fried is the best way to do it, but if it's just a quick little, and this one's a little spicy too, which I like. I like that. A little spicy bite. The fucking, what do they say at 7-Eleven? The chupa de libra or whatever. Chupa de libra picante, you know. Hermoso, fucking big penis. In Virginia, like across the world, dude, everyone calls it a glizzy. You gotta get up with the times, Christian. The paper towel strap. I mean, I got a paper towel right here. Now, I literally put this fucking meal together in like sub 1 minute. I'm very proud of this. This is like, I'm sodium maxing. I'm gonna take this last bite of hot dog and decide what I want to do with the rest of stream today. I think I want to go offline. I kind of don't want to force myself to play Sonic. A, I don't want to play Sonic because I need to wait for my index cards to come so I can actually do stuff. I would do studying in those levels, but it's like, I want to make flashcards there, so I need to wait for that to come in the mail. I could do Oblivion and San Andreas, but I don't know, man. I went hard yesterday at it, and I just kind of want to chill today and then hit it hard tomorrow, I think, man. The shiny egg, yeah, dude. So I might be a little lazy on today's speedrun learning grind. Damn, that glizzy goes hard. So I think I'm gonna raid someone right now. I'm gonna raid someone, but I will be back to the speedrun learning tomorrow. Just don't feel like forcing it. It's a really fun Spyro grind though. We went for almost 3 hours, you know, 2.5, 3 hours. Made some progress. That was good. I'm glad we at least did that today. So yeah, let's see who's online, shall we? And since I'm taking a break from it today, I'll hit it hard tomorrow. Like, that's the plan. Jordy playing. Is Jordy on a crazy run? If he's on a crazy run, I'll raid him. No, he's just starting runs right now. Let's see who else we got here. Oh, Potty. I haven't rated Potty in a long time. Oh, he just finished a run. Oh, did he just get a new PB? 159. Let's see who else is in the Twitch categories here. It's also a side note while I'm looking for someone to raid. It's raining like super hard out here, so I kind of just want to chill by like chill by the window and just hang out and crack open a beer and just do my thing, just chill. Maybe eat another hot dog. I actually have to make some burgers tonight. Maybe I'll make some burgers. Be fucking vibes, man, for sure. Oh, here's someone doing 120% that I've never seen before. Let's raid them. Yeah. I'm watching her gameplay off screen here. Pretty alright. Not bad at all. Alright, well anyways guys, thank you all for hanging out. Chill stream today. Didn't really push it too hard. We'll hit the practice hard tomorrow. I might not even do a Spyro run tomorrow. Like we'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling. We'll see what I'm feeling. But either way, catch you guys then, and love you. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace. Mwah.